Have you ever prayed and it felt like your words just hit the ceiling? Like you're crying out, but nothing's changing? You check your phone, you check your life, and it's like silence. And you start to wonder, God, where are you? Did you forget me? You're not alone. Even David, yes, David the giant killer, David the king, the man after God's own heart, felt that way. In Psalm 13, verse 1, David says, "How long, Lord? Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me?" Man, that sounds like someone who is worn out. 4 times in the first 2 verses, David says, "How long? How long will I be in this pain? How long will my enemies win? How long will you be silent, God?" And if we're being honest, some of us have prayed that exact same thing. Maybe not with those exact words, but with the same heart. God, how long do I have to fight this sickness? How long do I have to deal with this struggle? How long do I have to wait for breakthrough? How long until things finally change? See, trusting God doesn't mean you never feel pain. It doesn't mean you're always smiling. Even David felt crushed. The difference is, David took those feelings straight to God. Now here's where it gets good. David doesn't end Psalm 13 with depression. He doesn't stay stuck. By the time you get to verse 5, he says, "But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation." Notice that word, but. That's the shift. Nothing in David's situation had changed yet. His enemies were still around. His problems were still real. But David chose to put a "but" in the middle of his pain. He's basically saying, yes, I feel forgotten, but I trust. Yes, I feel broken, but I believe in your salvation. Yes, it's hard, but I know your love never fails. That's what real faith looks like. Faith is not pretending everything's perfect. Faith is saying, even when it hurts, even when I don't see the answer, I'm going to trust God anyway. Maybe right now you're in that "how long" season. You've been praying for years, waiting for God to move, and it feels like nothing's happening. Let me tell you, your story's not over. The same God who carried David through is the same God who will carry you. David went from weeping to worship in just 6 verses. And that can happen in your life too. Trusting in the salvation of the Lord means believing He will deliver you, whether in this moment, tomorrow, or in eternity. It's choosing to rest in His love even when you don't feel it. Think about it. When Jesus hung on the cross, it looked like the darkest moment in history. It looked like defeat. But 3 days later, God showed salvation. If God can turn the cross into victory, He can turn your situation around too. So here's my encouragement to you today. Don't stop trusting just because life feels silent. Don't let your "how long" moment make you forget God's "but I trust" promise. If David could say, "My heart rejoices in your salvation," while he was still waiting, then you and I can too. So keep praying, keep believing, keep trusting. Because one day you'll look back and say the same thing David said at the very end. The Lord has been good to me.